Hey, everybody. It's Temi here, your favorite Houston-based attorney and the host of Ask Temi Live, where we discuss the best ways to establish your business, protect your name, and keep your profits. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about why every founder and CEO needs an IP strategy. Okay, let's jump into it. Listen, I have clients who are in the e-commerce space, the tech space, the fashion and beauty space. And listen, when I'm trying to tell you, as you all are starting your business, you need an IP strategy. When I say IP, you might be like, Tammy, what are you talking about? What is IP? IP is intellectual property. That's what we talk about. It's one of the big things that we talk about in this channel, because I feel like in today's day and age, IP continuously becomes even more important. Some of my videos, I've shared this before. I have a unique approach to helping my clients where we look at their IP, we look at their entities, so their LLCs, and we look at their contracts, and we look at how they all interact. So it's part of what I do for all my clients. IP includes your trademarks, the thing that identifies you as the source of a good or service. Your copyrights, it's what is invested into the thing because it is an original work. Your patents, which are for inventions and unique discoveries. And your trade secrets, it's for the secrets that your business have that give you a competitive edge, right? Those are all the things that are that constitute IP. And if you are a founder, if you are a business owner, you need an IP strategy. Listen, IP is a critical asset that you need. There's so much that it can bring for you. It allows you to increase your company valuation. So let's say you're looking for funding, right? And you're trying to show that this business has value. Getting intellectual property and taking care of it appropriately increases the valuation. The next thing is you're trying to attract investors. Listen, I almost did a video, and I still might do a video about what you are doing that repels investors. One of the things that you're doing is you're not taking care of your IP. They want to know that this is somebody, if you're looking for investors, they want to know, have you invested in your business yourself? Have you protected the things that are giving you a competitive edge, right? And so your IP gives you a competitive edge. And when investors see that, they're attracted to the fact that this person has recognized that they have some unique fruit of their mind that adds value to this business, and they have done what they need to do to make sure that it's not going to be diluted by competitors. Those are really powerful features, and they are available to you through your IP strategy. The other thing that IP does that I don't know if people lean into is we talk about branding all the time. Everybody's like branding, marketing. But what's a brand if you don't protect it? What's a brand if you allow it to get diluted? Chanel doesn't let their brand get diluted. Beyoncé doesn't let her brand get diluted. Rolls-Royce doesn't let their brand get diluted. There are things that they do because they understand that the intellectual property of their name, the intellectual property of their trademarks help their customers identify them, recognize them, and remain loyal to them. Now, I don't know about you, but those are the types of people I like working with. Those are the types of the businesses that I think are worth doing. If you're not going to be investing in business that makes a difference, that builds customer recognition and loyalty, then you might be capping yourself. And let me say this, let me take a step back. Maybe not a step back, but there is a place for commodities, right? But it's very interesting how there are many things that could be commodities, but they stand out. I think about how handbags could potentially be a commodity. Like, you can get them from anywhere, but there is something that women like about a Birkin. There's something that people like about Chanel bags. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I'm saying that something that could be a commodity is looked at differently because of intellectual property. And because of that intellectual property, there is more recognition and loyalty associated with it. So what are some of the things that you should be keeping in mind if you are trying to develop your own strategy around IP as a founder? Well, there are two approaches. You could be proactive or you could be reactive. Let's take the reactive one first. Reactive means you sit back, kick your feet up, and you do nothing with your intellectual property, nothing to protect it until you realize that somebody has copied you, or until the investors are like, no, I'm talking to investors. Let me think about it. And the investors are like, so do you have trademarks? Do you have copyrights? Do you have any patents? And you're like, well, I was, and they're like, hold that thought. Hey, Tammy, how long does it take to file a patent? How long does it take to file a trademark? Listen, if that's when you decide to call me, it's a little late. and you're going to spend some money, especially if you try to get a rush service on something. I'm just letting you know. Or maybe it's this call. Hey, Temi, I just saw my business name being used in another country or used in another state with a business that's almost like mine, but we've been using ours longer. What do I do? I get those calls. I'm not exaggerating. I wish I was. That's why I keep making these videos and begging y'all, literally, please share it with somebody. Because, I get paid when I get those calls. So I don't know. If y'all want to keep paying me for these reactive folks, that's fine. It's a little bit more stressful, but we'll do it. But I think it's better if you're proactive, because guess what? You aren't under as much pressure. So reactive is waiting until something has fallen, something is being attacked. Proactive means you, because you value the work that you've done and you value the investment you've made in your brand, you say, you know what? I need to get this intellectual property protected. So I know that I have a business name and a brand that people are going to fall in love with. I want to make sure that it's protected from the jump. For all the folks who are a member of the Beehive, all the folks who love Beyoncé don't play. I love to use her as an example from a business perspective because she really doesn't play with the ownership of her craft. And for as many followers and people that she has that love her, I want more people to emulate that part of her business strategy. Okay, you don't love her. Look at some of the other folks who move with this type of wisdom, right? A lot of your big coaches, a lot of the big names, all the businesses, when we're talking about our sports businesses, all the people who are football fans, you think their intellectual property is up for grabs. I've told you all this before. Google Etsy shop got shut down. Right? Half of those shops are people who are trying to make things that are after sports teams or after some of these other businesses that take their intellectual property seriously. So again, it goes back to proactive versus reactive. Let me tell you what another thing that looks like proactive strategy, and we'll come to this. Proactive strategy, again, just means you're doing the things on the front end so that you don't have to worry about it on the back end. You increase your risk when you're not taking care of it up front. In addition, right, when we're talking about proactive versus reactive, one of the other steps for your proactive protection of your intellectual property is making sure you identify what you have. Some people have no idea what the intellectual property is in their business. Do you know what original works you have? Do you know what you use to identify yourself as a source of a good or a service? Like, have you collected all your different logos? Have you identified the different slogans that you use, right? Like, what are those things? Trade secrets. Are there unique ideas and unique processes that you use that create something that other people can't find? That's a trade secret. What are you doing to keep it a secret and protect it? Right? Like, let's do it. You want to make sure you identify all of this and you catalog it, all your potential IP. And I should say this too. Let's talk about it real practical, because some of you are like, Temi, I know I need a copyright and I need a trademark, but I need like 15. And if I come to you, you're going to try and charge me out the wazoo. I'm going to charge you. Yes, because I got bills to pay. This is a business. But this is what I will also say. Legal and your intellectual property strategy become a process and a system. I have clients who they have lots of intellectual property, but they're not able to register all of it at the first jump. And that's okay. What we do from a strategic perspective is we say, where can we get the biggest bang for your buck to maximize the protection that you have to fortify yourself, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. It reminds me of the clip of Obama when he shot and he's like, so what I do, baby, it's what we do. Okay. All day, every day. So we figure out ways to strategically get you a bang for your buck to make sure that you're protecting yourself and you're fortified so that you can scale. And as you scale, your needs are going to grow. Like, legal should be part of your budget, right? If it's not part of your budget, you're playing games, because I don't care how big you are. It's a byproduct of being in business. All right. But you want to make sure that you are thinking about all the potential IP assets you have within your company and that you are categorizing them and cataloging them and developing a plan for what you're going to do. Now, there are different ways to protect them. Some of it is registration, like we talk about. Another thing that's really important is enforcing your protection. When I say enforcing, what do I mean? Okay, it means that you don't let people play with you. All right, so somebody sent me a clip of a small business owner that is currently fighting for a right to use a brand. And I felt bad because I feel like I'm a person filled with empathy. Like I care about small businesses for sure. But I care especially about people who invest in protecting their brands, right? So what does that mean? When I see that there is a business that has invested in protecting their intellectual property and someone who hasn't invested in developing that IP comes and tries to steal from that by benefiting from the work somebody else did to develop that brand, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it for my clients. I don't like it for you. If you spend the money of getting your brand recognized by your clients, and you spend the money of getting your trademarks registered, and you spend the money to come and talk to an attorney, get all those things navigated, pay all these filing fees, and then someone comes and tries to copy your name or a name very similar to what you came up with, man, what? No, we don't have time for that. And so enforcement means seeing the people who aren't trying to get close and saying, no. We already registered this and we will send you a cease and desist letter. Keep playing with us. Yes, we will. Oh, you want to keep playing? You want us to go to court? We will do that. And we will ask for the money that you got from using our name or a name that's too similar to ours. Yes, I'm about that life. Right? So that's what I mean by enforcement. It's really important to enforce it. Let me chill out. Got really excited. I have one of my clients who's like, I love when you get this way because I know you can take care of things. It's important to me. It's important to me. And so I really do want you to develop an IP strategy that's going to really align with your business goals, right? If you know that you want to scale, you want to expand, you want to make sure your brand moves from just being a local brand to a national brand or an international brand, you have to be thinking about intellectual property. I have clients who come to me who they're getting into these bigger stores. They're trying to have these partnerships. And one of the big things that they ask you, you're like, I want to see my product on the shelves at Sephora, or I want to see my product on the shelves in Target. I want to see my products here and there. Guess what they're looking for? They are looking at your intellectual property. They are looking at your portfolio. These things do not happen by accident. They don't happen by accident. So you have to make sure that you're thinking about, if this is my goal for real, what do I need to do? And this is part of what you need to do. If you don't do it now, you're going to do it later, and later might be too late. Yeah. And so just make sure you're doing this. You're monitoring your IP. You're staying aware as to what risk you have, and you're decreasing it. Listen, one of the things I love about being proactive is that you stop it, because some people will look at all the things you have in line. They say, oh, she did register her trademark, and oh, she's not playing about the cease and desist letter, and oh, she stopped us at the very jump. And listen, you no longer have to pay the money of going to court. I don't really want people to have to go to court. Court is stressful and it's expensive. Let's be proactive and mitigate the legal risk up front so that people are less likely to infringe on you. These are all parts of that IP strategy that every founder should know. And then again, leveraging all of this so that you can be competitive in the marketplace. Gives you opportunities to license, gives you opportunities to franchise, gives you opportunity to partner, just so many different opportunities when you have an IP strategy. So I could clearly go on and on. I'm going to leave you with two stories. Two things that I think are helpful for you to kind of think about. The first one I want to leave you is a big company that surprisingly did not do their due diligence when it came to being proactive. And this was the company Meta, Facebook, right? So when Facebook decided to change their name, there was just an announcement. We saw it said, hey, we're changing our name to Meta. Everyone's like, oh, okay. Guess what? Do you know how many millions of dollars Meta had to pay because they did not do their due diligence of making sure nobody else was using that name? There was some other business using the name Meta. And as soon as they heard that Facebook was using it, they said, haha, buddy, our breakthrough has come. Pay me my money. And they got paid millions of dollars by Meta because Meta was reactive instead of proactive. There should have been a full search and a determination as to whether it was worth the investment. And maybe it was. Maybe they did do the search and they said, you know what, we got the millions. We still want this name. If you're moving like that, fine. That's a strategy. That's a strategic move. I'm just saying, many of us don't have that money. We can't do what Meta did, right? And so we would get sued, and we don't want that. So that's one thing. The other example I was going to give you is the founder of Blavity and Afrotech. She was sharing on her podcast recently. She said that when she first got started, she was skimping out on all of the legal stuff. And she was like, she was doing that because, you're pressed for resources and financial resources. I understand it. But she said what ended up happening was when it came time for her to get investors to seek out this funding, she had to go back and pay multiples of what she paid before to get the legal work done right. That happens to so many people. You're like, oh, I want to do this on my own, so I'm going to use this DIY tool or that DIY tool because it's going to be cheaper. I think I can finagle it. And then you end up messing it up, and then it comes back to bite you in the butt at the end. And now the person who you hire has to charge you. We're going to charge you to clean up the mess, and it's going to be more expensive. So proactive over reactive. That is the major takeaway as you are developing your intellectual property strategy. Listen, I know that this was a long video and I know I went in on y'all. I hope you're not too angry. I hope I didn't step on too many toes, but this is indispensable for founders and CEOs. I want you to make sure you assess your current IP strategy and get professional guidance to strengthen it. Find a legal assistant, find somebody who can assist you with the legal stuff. Find a person who is a legal professional who can help you do the research, who can tell you what you need to know. Now, if all of this has been really helpful to you and you're like, Temi, what are my next steps? Again, first thing is find someone you can talk to. Even if you do say, okay, I don't have the resources to get all the registration done now, at least you can talk to someone and develop a cohesive strategy. Like I do that with my clients. When people call me, if someone comes and they're like, hey, Temi, I'm starting this business or I'm trying to do this, at least have a conversation with me. And I can say, you know what, it's fine. You might not be in a place to get all the things done, but let's prioritize this based off of your goals, right? So talk to a legal professional and get some help. I work in Houston, so I have folks who reach out to me there. It's available to you as well. Other thing is, if you're like, okay, well, what are the general steps I need? There is a free checklist that is available to you. I want you to sign up for this checklist or for this email list. I do not spam people because I do not like getting spammed. I let you know when things are happening, sometimes share some insights that I think that are valuable, but I do not spam people who are on the email list. I value your attention and I want to make sure that what I give you is of value. So join the list so that you can find out about new things. And so that if there are promotions, if there's anything along those lines, new rules, insights like that, you are able to receive them and enjoy them. Okay. That's all I have for you. Feel free to follow me on social media. TOS Legal is the handle on all the platforms. And the website is www.toslegal.com. If you want to meet with us /contact, you can schedule something to meet with us. We are available. And I mean, you probably already know it if you're listening to this on YouTube. Not on the YouTube, on YouTube. There is also another podcast that I have called Fortify and Flourish, and it's all about your mind, fortifying your mind so that you can flourish in your life. Check that out too. I think, we're all about fortification here. We're going to fortify your business. We're going to fortify your mind. We're going to keep you protected, right? Right. All right. So that's all I have for you today. In the chat section, in the comment section, let me know what other things you've seen people do to protect their intellectual property. Or there are tons of headlines. Like we could talk about Nick Cannon, and we could talk about Dave Chappelle. We could talk about TLC. We could talk about Keisha Cole. We could talk about Beyoncé. We could talk about a lot of people who have not had their intellectual property stuff in order. So tell me, what are some of the craziest stories you've seen or you've heard for intellectual property issues? We could talk about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift does not play. She doesn't play with her intellectual property. They tried her at her record company. She said, okay. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. Look it up. Taylor Swift and the rights to her music. Great stories there. But that's all I got for you. Take it easy. Enjoy your week. Until next time, I'm Temi. Bye.